It controls cities in Iraq and Syria. It's stolen hundreds of millions of dollars and has captured a stockpile of American weapons. It is the Islamic State of Iraq and the Levant, a group that's been making headlines as it gains more and more territory. But what exactly is ISIL and what's it trying to do? I'm Francesca and this is Cheat Sheet. The origins of ISIL can be traced to 2003 when US-led forces occupied Iraq. As the Iraqi state crumbled and the US dissolved the Iraqi army, armed groups appeared across the country, including one tied to al-Qaeda. This group went through several leaders, including the infamous Abu Musab al-Zarqawi, who was killed by a US airstrike in 2006. By the time the current leader, Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi, took over in 2010, it had become the Islamic State of Iraq. But Baghdadi's ambitions didn't stop at Iraq's borders. A year into the Syrian civil war, he sent some of his men across the border to join the fight against the Syrian regime. The group changed its name to the Islamic State of Iraq and Levant to reflect their expanding reach. By 2014, it controlled parts of both Iraq and Syria, including oil fields, and has since armed itself with American weapons captured from the Iraqi army. In Syria, ISIL didn't just go after the Syrian army, but even attacked other rebel groups, including al-Qaeda's official wing in Syria, Jabhat al-Nusra. Al-Qaeda wasn't happy about this and ordered Baghdadi's fighters to leave Syria and stick to Iraq. But ISIL refused, and the group was publicly disowned by Al-Qaeda in 2014. And as for finances, well, the group is apparently doing pretty well. It's stolen almost $500 million from Iraqi banks, and the group allegedly has multiple income streams that include smuggling, extortion, oil sales, and private donations. What does ISIL want? A single Sunni Muslim theocracy that stretches across Syria and Iraq. So their opponents aren't just the governments of those countries, but anyone who doesn't follow their interpretation of Islam. Those who don't, soldiers and Shias especially, have been victims of public executions. Some people who have broken ISIL's social rules have been flogged or crucified. But in Iraq, the group has found some sympathy among Sunnis who feel persecuted by the Shia-led government. The government, meanwhile, says Sunni Gulf states support ISIL. Still, the group may have bitten off more than it can chew. Its rapid gains have powerful governments worried, with even Iran and the US talking about fighting ISIL together.